Well, I think you suggested. Well, I did reboot right before I did everything we needed to do, and then rebooted. So, all right. So we should be live for 7 seconds now. Hopefully the delay won't be too long.
Hasn't caught up with me yet, so let me see.
All right. Because you know what we got to do.
Let's see. Hold on.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live.
Yeah, we're going to get this thing ironed out. This is going to be where we can just flip a switch. I was telling Aaron the other day, some big news like pops up, big Star Wars, because it's coming. Like, this is the quiet before the big storm, because, right? Think about what's coming down the line in the next 6 to 8 months, in the next year. And there's going to be a lot of Star Wars news, a lot more to talk about. I don't even think, in just this one show, you could say we're like, are we milking this? Are we squeezing like blood from a stone? Is that the saying? But no, we just start talking about Bad Batch, and then all of a sudden, like 2 hours have gone by.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, well, and there's like I said, I've been watching the heck out of
Rebels. I want to pick your brain. I want to catch up with you on that. You said you just wrapped up season 3.
Yeah, just before you sent me the link, I just started that first episode of season 4, just the first few minutes of it. But that's a crazy episode right there, just the way that one starts off. I don't know if you remember it.
We just the girls and I just watched like the last 2 episodes of season 3, and that battle is spectacular.
Bendu.
Yeah, if you buy into that, like if you dig that, okay, then you'll be good, right? Like,
yeah, I'm fine with that. Like, it's I like them bringing that there's more to the universe than what people understand and
about Star Wars. Yeah, new concepts.
Mm-hmm. What I was thinking about doing? I wanted to buy Knights of the Old Republic on the Xbox. $9 on like the
original, right?
Download, download it, but I guess it's like backward compatible now.
Yeah,
with the Xbox One, and I'd like to go back and play that again. I remember that game was awesome. I think they had 2 of them. They're both, I think you can play on the Xbox One now. I wonder how that holds up. It's probably worth $10 just to try.
Yeah. Didn't you
get
buy
like Mandalorian armor? You can get all kinds of stuff in that game. It was fun.
Yeah, there's probably all kinds of cool like Easter eggs and throwbacks, like things that they were doing back then before they really got their momentum back, right? Is that accurate?
People love that game. I guess they've been talking about doing like another one for years, but they never did. But
yeah,
I don't know. I thought that game was cool.
Yeah,
I haven't played it. It's been probably 15.
I know. Think about it like that. Yeah, and that Luis and I were talking about. Were you and I talking about it? The pod racing game on?
Oh God, we used to play
Yeah.
We used to play that thing like crazy. Was it the N64? Was it?
Yeah. We played that so much when we were roommates. I got the and Luis picked up the like $14. I think it was too much for it, but it's just a port over to the Nintendo Switch. Like, it's the same game like that we used to play. And the girls like watching me play. I don't know. It seems easier than it did back then. I don't know why that is. Maybe I don't know if they made it easier.
God, we used to play that game like crazy.
Yeah. It looks like we're kind of playing. I'm getting my error message, which I hope this is the last show. Well, we might have a couple more shows to go through before I get
We're up on YouTube. It's going.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Looks pretty good. Okay. All right. Well,
we'll do it live. We'll do it live.
Let me just roll this intro and we'll get started with the Bad Batch.
I think we're about 20 seconds, maybe 20 seconds behind.
Oh, that's too much.
From what I'm hearing you than when I see it on the screen.
All right, let's get to it. And that's not the right one.
Of the dark side has
there we go.
fallen.
Too many intros.
Begun. The
Bad Wars.
has.
We'll do it live. Hello there.
How does Christian Bale tie into Star Wars? Is not a trick question, but does he tie into Star Wars at all? Has he ever been? Has there been some rumors about casting for him or anything? I feel like there has been, but
the closest he's come to Star Wars is being in that Steven Spielberg movie, I guess, right? Empire of the Sun.
Yeah, Empire. I see what you did there. But also Spielberg, friends with Lucas.
Yeah.
That's the connection, I guess. He could be something, man. He could be, because he's kind of a chameleon, right? Like he can really transform himself. So he could take on some kind of. Would he be like the most like diabolical like admiral, like Imperial Navy admiral ever?
He could be a good
Thrawn.
Well, I was gonna say Thrawn. I mean, but I don't think he'll do like Disney Plus. But if they had Thrawn in a feature film, I could see him as a killer. If they did like a Rogue One type thing with Admiral Thrawn, did like a movie like that with him, I could see him playing that part.
So you think he's too good for Disney Plus? Even if like Hiddleston's on there.
I don't see him doing Disney
Scarlett's
Plus.
on there.
You never know.
Well, do you see that meme going around last week with him? Like paparazzi shots of him at the gas station and running errands, and he has like an old Toyota like Tacoma. Like he drives around in an old pickup truck. There's like 20 different shots of him at different locations with the pickup truck. He's a simple man. He's probably a simpler, more modest guy than we probably take him for. But I'll send you a link to the truck shots, but it's fantastic. And
this reminds me, it's nothing to do with Star Wars, but him talking about the old pickup truck. There's a former football player that played for the Dolphins, and he's a radio guy now, but he tells a story that he used to drive this old pickup even after he was a millionaire. He's very frugal with his money. He's made like millions of dollars playing football and stuff.
Yeah.
And he still drove this old beat up truck, and he's like he's had like long hair, dreads, but he doesn't like dress up fancy. But he went to a gas station once and had his truck parked out and was getting like some snacks or something inside, and some guy came up and asked him if he did landscaping work. And he's like, I'm a linebacker for the Miami Dolphins.
Oh my God.
Just because he thought, because the guy needed some help, he needed some work on his house, and so he was asking him if he wanted to get some extra work if he did landscaping.
Well, a lot of those guys they go through their money because they never had money, so they go through it, right? Like remember Refrigerator Perry from Chicago?
People, yeah.
Like he
though.
Yeah, he like ended up selling his Super Bowl ring and.
Oh, a lot of people, yeah. A lot of them like lose a lot of money or make bad investments and stuff like that. It happens, but not the guy I'm talking about. He's successful and he didn't blow all his money or anything like that. But I just thought it just reminded me of that. Well, like what was it? Me and you used to work with a lady that lived in Fort Lauderdale, and they had like a house like in Las Olas, which I don't know, Aaron probably knows, but anyone else, like that's a really expensive part of Fort Lauderdale, and her and her husband had lived there for years and years. So they, before it got like rich, and she was walking her dog and was talking to some guy who she thought was like a landscaper, and
I know
she
this
found
story.
out later it was Lee Majors.
That's right. Who was? I know that lady. We worked with her. I know
her husband was the pilot. I can't remember what her name is, but
she's really like demure, like
really
nice,
lady, yeah.
Like maybe in her 40s.
I think she was probably like in her fifth. Maybe when we knew her, she was probably in her.
Dude, that means she's like 50s. In her 70s now.
I know, crazy, right?
Oh my gosh.
She said that she didn't have her glasses on, and she was talking to the guy, and one of her neighbors like, "Ooh, you were talking to the $6 million man," and she's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "That was Lee Majors, the guy you were talking to." She's like, "Oh, I thought he was a landscaper."
That's wild. Shout out to our old friends at the Pottery Barn in the Galleria Mall in Fort Lauderdale.
I know.
Those are some of the best days of our lives, really, looking back on it.
If we think back when we lived in Fort Lauderdale and Victoria Park, that area, we only lived a few blocks away from like Lee Majors. I think Nick Nolte lived in that area somewhere.
Yeah.
You know,
Like people would see like Demi Moore at the mall, right? I don't think I ever.
I wasn't there that day, but she was there like the day before when she was filming.
I just have my Nick Nolte story that I embellished a little bit. If
I never saw him.
You
but I know
remember?
People saw. Yeah, you saw him at Structure.
Yeah, I saw him at a men's clothing store, like a really 90s type men's clothing store. And they had
Yeah.
like these big square tables. Probably not I haven't been shopping in so long, but you know, like folded t-shirts.
Yeah.
And I saw him there. I didn't really stalk him, but and this is Star Wars related because he was Queel in The Mandalorian. Anyway, so yeah, he was looking. Those are his kind of like drifter surfer looking days, just dressed like a bum, like wearing like pajama bottoms out and stuff. And I saw him, and then we just kind of like we were kind of gravitating around the same table or area. And the story I told you was that each of us was lifting a shirt. And like, how did I like?
You said like you showed him a shirt, and then he showed you a shirt,
and we went,
and you were like, ooh. And then that's how he made his getaway by.
Yeah, he read because he knew I was like creeping on him, so he like distracted me with a cool shirt, and then like, but I did see him.
Everybody, there's a lot of people. I wonder if Aaron ever had a run-in with him because there's a lot. Everyone back then, except for me, I never got to see him, but everyone had a story of a run-in with Nick Nolte. And they always says they look like he just woke up or just rolled out of bed, and he was always wearing pajama bottoms and pajama tops, but they never matched, and like sandals. And if you like you can Google Nick Nolte pajama pants, and you'll see like he still like walks around in pajama pants. Like
Man.
He must just like to be comfortable. But,
I don't want to get you started, but you used to do a heck of a Nick Nolte impression from Thin Red Line.
Yeah, I can't. It's like I have to.
You really got to work into that one.
It's like a screaming one. Like,
I always wonder what happened to the actor he was always yelling at in that movie. Was that Elias Koteas? It was like a Greek actor. Remember that guy?
Yeah, I just
he was
don't know. I don't
the
know
best. He was like the best actor in there. There were like 100 A-list actors in that movie, or at least 20, right? At least 20. And he, to me, his part and his performance was like stand out.
Isn't there someone big that was in that movie that was like completely cut out of the movie too?
Yeah, Adrian Brody.
Was it him?
Yeah. Oh, hold on a second. What's happening here? Sorry, I've got my phone tapped into my my board here. I don't know what's happening. Hello? Hello?
Justin, is that you? Hey there, Justin, it's you, right?
Oh, God.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hey there, pal, it's your Uncle Rick. How are you?
Uncle Rick, what a surprise. Oh, my
How you-
God. I'm with Ray. We're actually doing a show right now, Uncle Rick. What do you do?
Wait, this isn't the Ray from Fort Lauderdale, right? Ray, right? That's
It
not
is.
the same guy.
It's Ray.
It is the same guy.
Yeah, no one ever called him Ray, though. I can tell you that.
Well, I did all the time that I saw him. I'll tell you something. Here's a fact a lot of people don't know about Ray. He is a good hugger. He hugs with his heart. He takes his heart and he wraps it around your body and he says, hey, this is me. You know, accept me for who I am because I accept you. He's a good kid. He's a good soul. He's right there with you, right next to you, huh?
He is, yeah. Like we're virtually together. He's in Florida and I'm in New Jersey.
Okay, I don't understand anything you just said, but that sounds phenomenal. What are you doing? You're doing a show tonight.
Yeah, it's Dad Wars, and Ray and I do a review of a particular show that's a really good Star Wars show that's on right now on Disney Plus.
You know what? We should do a show about. There was a show on quite a few years ago. I think you were probably 2 or 3 at the time. It was called After MASH, and it was it took place oddly enough after MASH. They all come back from Korea. They're doing things in a hospital. Shenanigans, pretty much. It's a good show.
Yeah,
it's up there in the pantheon of.
Was Father Mulcahy was in that one?
I believe he was. Yes, one of the trappers might have been in there. I don't know. And then the guy who liked to dress as Klinger.
Yeah, Jamie Farr. I think.
Yeah,
Was Jamie Farr, Ray? Wasn't Jamie Farr in the holiday special or no? Probably. I don't know. It seems like he would be in there, but
I don't know. I don't
you know who
remember.
loves the holiday special is Uncle Rick. That's like the only.
Oh,
I
he
think
would
that's the
know.
only Star Wars movie or Star Wars project or he's ever seen.
Hey, I'll tell you something. You get a show that's got B. Arthur, Harvey Korman, and the Jefferson Starship under one roof. That's gold plated in my book right there. You can't go wrong with that. Plus, you got the Wookiees, and I love a good Wookiee. They're jabbering away in their language. I want to have a steak. I want to do this. I want to go watch a thing. I want to be with a guy. I want to do a thing. It's the best. I love it so much.
Wow, there's a lot going on there.
Well, have you seen the
yeah.
one? What's Uncle Rick? Have you seen the one that was on the Donnie Marie Star Wars one? Have you seen that one?
It's been a long time. Let me tell you, I got a story for you about Donnie and Marie. So about 12 or 18 years ago, I'm working a job, okay, over at the Civic Center near where your Aunt Bernice and I live. And we're putting in a whole new set of piping for these rooms. They're called the green rooms, right? Don't confuse it with that movie that came out with the guy driving the other guy around to play the piano. It's a total different thing.
Wait, what is that? What is he talking about? The guy with the piano?
So it was that sounds good.
The green. Oh yeah, green book.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm in the room and I'm putting all the piping in there,
Sorry,
right? Because with the local 406, we get to do all sorts of stuff. It's great. Anyway, I look over my shoulder. And who's standing there admiring my handiwork but Donnie and Marie Osmond?
Wow.
Because they were doing a show there. He was doing Joseph and some sort of thing with a colored coat or something like that.
Technicolor Dream
and
Coat.
then,
Yeah. That's
okay,
right.
and then she was going to be at the mall signing a book. So it was
Wow.
so beautiful, and they were. I'm trying to think of another word for angelic, but they were glowing. They were nice, and they just were. They were just a smile on their face, and all I could think was they admire the handiwork of a man who does handiwork, and it just for a moment I felt very at one with the world, and then Donnie opened his mouth and he said, "Excuse me, we're trying to get to." Our room and you're in the way. So, ships that pass in the night. But, there you go. They're good kids.
Yeah, a chance meeting. It sounds like it kind of went well.
Yeah. Well, I got tons of stories of meeting
the
celebrities.
That's great.
Yeah.
Trying to keep it Star Wars related. How did you I got a new cell phone recently and I'm just curious how you got my number.
Well, I'm not supposed to say anything.
Okay.
Okay. Your Aunt Liz, she gave it to me because she wants us to connect. And, we love you, kid. Your Aunt Bernice and I, we love you like you were our own kid.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. I didn't hear from you on my birthday, though. The last, 10 birthdays, I think I haven't heard from you guys.
It's just another day.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. Yeah. It's just another day, and your birthday could be, August 16th because you woke up and you had a great bowl of Fruit Loops or something that day, and it just, today's the day. I'm reborn today. That's how I look at it. That's my religion.
Yeah. Yeah, you've kind of played it loose a lot for a lot of the years.
That's true. I do. I have, especially after all of your Aunt Bernice's health issues. Hey, Ray, you're still down there in the Florida, right?
Yeah, I'm in Orlando.
Orlando, okay, that's where they make the Disney, right? Is there in Orlando?
They certainly do. Not in my part of Orlando, but not too far from
okay. Oh, that's fantastic. That's right. And you kids, if I'm not mistaken, you guys after you left Fort Lauderdale, you worked at the Disney for a little while there, didn't you?
Yeah, quite a while. Yeah, we kind of relocated.
Okay. Yeah. Well, here you go. Here's a fun fact you may not know that ties everything in together because you said you're doing a show.
Yeah, trying
in
to.
2000 and somewhere between 2008 to 2016, Disney bought Lucasfilm. They own Star Wars now. I don't know if you knew that or not. That's a fact.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's big news, Uncle Rick.
Yeah, that's a huge. Yeah, there you go. So,
Yeah.
so in a way, you guys are kind of shareholders for the Star Wars.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had some stock when I was in the employee stock program, and I sold that off like a decade and a half ago.
Oh, that's great. Hey, can you give me a discount at the Disney store? Can you do that still, or no? Is that a lifetime thing?
No, it's not. It's not a lifetime appointment or privilege to.
Oh, that's a bummer. I got to tell you because I had this.
What do you have in mind? Like, what do you looking
Well, I'll
at?
tell you. For about I don't know, between 12 and 20 years, I had this vest, and it was a Winnie the Pooh vest. I've gotten. I'm going to be honest with you, and this may come as a bit of a shock. I'm a little rounder than I used to be.
Yeah.
So I need a larger size. I don't know if they still make them. I got to think they do. Who doesn't love Winnie the Pooh? You know. So I got to. I'd like to get another one of them vests. Your Aunt Bernice says I look like Robert Mitchum when I put it on. So
wow.
Make her happy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That really blows her hair back.
What's left of it? Yes, it is blown back.
Yeah, I put a scene together for the channel for when you call, but in this picture is I pulled off of your LinkedIn profile. This is like your LinkedIn like avatar, but I recognize this picture. This picture's like 30 years old.
Yeah, that is an older one. It's the only one I had. So there was a guy that I worked with at the local 406. His name was Tommy. But he looked, there was a show years ago about these two kids that had a car, and they lived in the backwoods, and they had a really hot sister or cousin, and they had lived with their uncle Jesse. And the show was called The Dukes of the Hazzard. And this guy Tommy reminded me of this character Enos on there. I don't know if you remember Enos at all. Can we say that word? I don't know if we can say that word on the air. I don't know. But anyway, Enos.
It's just a
yeah. So I would say to yeah. Okay. You go get him, Ray. So I would say to Enos or Tommy, I would say, I gotta get work. What do I do? And he said, there's this thing, and it's called LinkedIn. And I said, okay, what do we do? So he set all that up for me. He's a good kid. He unfortunately may have passed away. We haven't heard from him in quite a long time. So wherever you are, Tommy, Enos, sleep with angels, unless you're not.
Ray, you have a connection to the Dukes of Hazzard, right? Isn't one of the stars from your hometown or from where you grew up?
James Best. I don't know if he was from there, but he kind of retired. Who played Roscoe? He retired to like the area where I grew up in, kind of.
Yeah.
That same.
Oh my goodness.
I know. You're Uncle Rick. This is a brush with fame, sort of, for you.
It's two words: flabbergasted. That's where I'm at right now. Roscoe P. Coltrane. He was, as far as I'm concerned, one of the finest comedians of American television.
Yeah, I actually met. You'll get a kick out of this, Uncle Rick. I actually met.
Good for you.
Sorry, go ahead.
I met John Schneider once, Uncle Rick.
At Disney, right?
Oh my goodness!
Weren't you escorting him around or something?
No, I just walked by. He's a very tall man. He's probably like 6'5", and I met him once.
Is he really?
He happened to be walking around. Yeah, he's huge.
And he used to just pour himself in and out of that General Lee like it was nothing.
That's
he
why,
moved. He could slip through that window with the grace of like a ballet dancer, like a Boris Kalishnikov.
Yeah, he was
it was amazing.
He was like a hillbilly Baryshnikov.
Yeah, he's a huge guy.
I think you're saying that wrong. I think it's Kalishnikov, but okay.
If you look
Sure.
at what's
gun.
his face? Tom Wopat always looks really short next to him. But Tom Wopat's probably at least like 6'6", 6'1", but he just looks
Wow.
small because John Schneider is so tall.
I just always thought
You know what?
Daisy was 4 feet. I just thought she was like 4 feet tall.
That could have been a lot of. There's a thing that they do in the films called forced perspective. That Hobbit movie did a lot of that stuff. You got guys that are regular size. They look like little shrimps. It's amazing. I don't know how they do it. Forced perspective. That's how they do it. I said a question and I knew how they did it. So I apologize to the viewers.
It's nobody to
how is-
apologize to, Uncle Rick. There's nobody here, so we're good.
Oh,
It's just
okay.
us.
Well, how's the show going for you guys? You're still doing it with that other guy too, right? Used to work with you at the sunglasses.
Yeah, Aaron in Northern California. Yeah,
That's right. Yeah, he was a good guy.
he still is. Yeah, he's
hey.
a good guy. He's still alive.
Oh, that's good. Unlike Tommy Enos, may God rest his soul, if need be. Hey, I'm going to let you get back to your show. You're doing a thing, and I apologize for interrupting. I was just calling to say hello. Your Aunt Bernice and I send our love. We hope you're doing good. If you could at some point text me your address, because we would like to send you some a bundt cake that your Aunt Bernice makes.
Oh,
It's a family
wow.
recipe.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
so I'll let you go. You text me your address.
Oh, sure.
Now that I know how to use my flip phone, and I will pass that on to your Aunt Bernice, and she'll send you the bun cake, and you'll have a great snack. Everybody be happy. Ray, you. I wish I was there. I could hug you, Ray. So tight with your heart all the time. I love that so much about you, buddy. So you take care, Ray, and Justin. We love you, and we wish you the best. All right.
Uncle Rick, thank you. Yeah, give me a call like when I'm not trying to produce a show sometime or whenever. Just it's great to hear from you. Just sorry, I'm a little distracted right now trying to keep this boat from sinking.
Hey there, buddy. Piece of advice: hands at 10 and 2, eyes on the road. I'm gonna hang up. You look at that road, put those hands on the wheel, and you drive it. Okay, buddy?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Uncle Rick. Take care.
All right, take care, buddy. We love you.
Love
Bye,
you too,
Uncle
Uncle Rick.
Bernice, I just spoke to Justin.
How do we come back from that? Like, how do we recover? Well, Luis checked in. Luis, sorry, man. I was so distracted with Uncle Rick. Also, I was trying to build the Uncle Rick scene with Ray in it as we were. So thank you for keeping Uncle Rick busy. Oh, so now Luis says we need more Uncle Rick. Great.
Uncle Rick,
This whole show is just going to transform into something completely different. But as long as the Star Wars fans are happy. But we should talk about Star Wars now. We were just talking about Dukes of Hazzard for like 10 minutes. I missed the whole thing about Enos. Was he talking about the character that played Enos, or did he know somebody named Enos? What was he talking about there?
He has a friend who looked like the guy.
Oh, God.
And he might be dead.
And if he is, if need be, God rest his soul, if need be, because he's probably still alive.
He
All
may
right.
may or may not be alive or
Good
dead.
grief. Okay. Let's get to it. Oh, my gosh. The Bad Batch. All right.
I used to say this right off. It was a good episode.
It was a fun episode.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. It's fresh on your mind. Do you want to walk us through the beats, or we can try to get through them together?
We can just go through it real quick and then kind of go back and talk about stuff on it. How's it start?
Rescue on Ryloth. We're back to Ryloth. It's like a two-parter, right?
Yeah.
And
I'm trying to think how's it. I can't remember how the beginning of it starts though.
Well, we've got the Syndulas. We've got the Syndulas captive. We need to find their daughter.
Oh yeah. They're like asking. They want to know where she is. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And so basically, they're one thing I do love about the Bad Batch. I was thinking about how it's different from what I've seen of the other shows. Is it's more. It's like even though it's very Star Wars, it's like almost like the least Star Wars of the shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the little title cards they have, it doesn't have like the over the top not over the top. It doesn't have like the loud. Usually doesn't have like the loud Star Wars music. It's a little more subdued, and usually like this episode is very dark, which is seems like to be. It's like more like dingy and dark than the other than like Rebels or
You're saying like in terms of like the tone, the overall tone of the show, it's just darker. It's everything feels like heavier.
Yeah.
The stakes are higher.
Darker, and just I mean, just as far as like the look, like this episode, it's like a lot of the episodes are at night or like in
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it like that's why the last couple episodes, the one with the with they save the senator, that was like a really bright episode. That's what we were saying. It felt like more like an episode of Clone Wars because it wasn't like all dark, like a Bad Batch episode. But this one gets back to that feel.
It
but
gets
yeah.
back to like a real, what we're used to with the Bad Batch and these up to these dozen episodes. It feels more like in line with the others, where there have been a couple, especially the last episode, where we didn't really see the Clone Force 99 like the whole time.
Yeah, they're in the episode for like 3 minutes, but yeah, so they're trying to find out where Hera is, and you know, even though I don't think the parents even really know where she is, and
right.
I think even though I just watched it, I'm trying to think like what happened in the
The beats. It's getting more complex. These stories there's a lot more happening, so it's not as easy to track as some of the earlier episodes. Like they go to point A, then they go to point B, then they meet so and so, then they come. It's there's like a lot of moving parts, and it's getting more and more complex, the story, I'd say, and there's more and more characters to talk about. Doggone it. Like, yeah, Aaron says our film noir for sure. Aaron says our stream is looking pretty cruddy right now, pretty beat up.
It's looking okay on my end. It's not like
I'm getting
sharp
like,
but
yeah,
it's not horrible.
Yeah, I'm telling you guys, just a couple more weeks and we're gonna have a solid program here. Just have to hold out and wait. This technology is coming. Luis says film noir. Yeah, I guess it could, in a way. Yeah, some of it could fit that category, right?
And you could definitely see Hauser, the clone captain, is
yes, he's
not into what's going on. You know, he's
like
conflicted.
he's an overnight sensation, right? Like this character is like, because I don't think people were expecting to see any more dissenting clones beyond Rex and the little handful that we already know from Rebels, which is in the future, right? So
yeah,
to see this guy, cool haircut, awesome armor, and then the action figure that dropped like last week for that Bad Batch 4-pack.
Yeah, with the wrong name.
yeah, Ballast.
Hauser's definitely a cooler name.
Yeah,
but
for sure. So you can see him. He's just thinking like, what do I do? He's super conflicted, right? With what's happening. Those are his friends and allies. Really, his friend, Cham Syndulla, a brother in arms. He fought alongside and defeated the Separatists, kept the Separatists off of Ryloth. So, and there's Admiral Rampart with the swagger. I like this guy. His voice is just fantastic. Like I was telling you on the way back from visiting some relatives down farther down Jersey, we had Apple Play going, and I was playing this episode just so I could like keep it fresh in my mind as I was racing to meet up with you tonight. And it played out like I told you earlier, it played out like a radio drama, like just brilliant voice casting. You didn't really even need to see it. And I couldn't watch it because I was driving a minivan with my precious cargo, my everything in the world to me. So I had to be very careful. Plus it was raining like crazy, but just listening to it and the really good sound system in the miniature van and hearing their voices just so crisply and the sound effects and the audio mix, it was just it was fun. The girls enjoyed it too. I'm like, girls, just use your imagination. Think of it like it's a podcast, and it was awesome. Highly
it's a good
recommend.
episode. It's a good episode for that too. Like it you know, for a lot of action in this episode, so it's probably lends itself well just to listen to.
Yeah, it was great. And there's always like they have this ambient wherever they are. There's always some underlying ambient sound going to. It was cool. It was cool. We were transported. Anyway, I digress. Let's see.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna find your daughter, and you guys are in so much trouble. Are there any details of what he's saying that I'm missing out on? It's more really about like Rampart coming in and threatening, like, we'll find your daughter, and just keeping them scared and on their toes, and then we have Hauser sticking behind.
And I think Hauser says, like, you know, he'll look for Hera, and then the Admiral's like, no, we already have somebody on that. Don't worry about, you know, we don't, kind of leaves him out of the loop on it. So
yeah, what I found interesting was like maybe they could have been a little more subtle with it, the writers, but like Rampart's walking around like, where is this Hera Syndulla? Like, wouldn't they just say, where's Cham's daughter? Like, where's this girl? We need to find the girl. Find the girl. But that it's like it happened a few times. Like, oh, we'll find Hera Syndulla. It's like she's just a little kid.
Yeah.
She's not like a full-fledged freedom fighter yet. I just thought that lacked a little subtlety, but that's a real minor nitpick.
Yeah, and I know what you mean. Like, she's like,
all right.
important yet,
Yeah, you don't have to wink at the camera. We know who it is at this point. You can just call her the girl. I was being nitpicky. This shot's cool.
So does it jump directly to the Bad Batch, like leaving, or what comes up next? I forget. Or does it go to Crosshair?
I don't know, sir.
That's pretty much his answer for everything right now. So we're all right. So there's the girl, and she and Chopper are hiding out. No place to go. What are they gonna do? There's some macro binoculars. Now that my friend Bill put me on to like macro binoculars being in Star Wars, I see them. They're in like 3 or 4 different shots in this episode alone.
Yeah.
It's so cool. I love it. I think someone with more time than we have should do a super cut of just like all of every macro binocular view from every Star Wars show and movie. And there'll be quite a few. That could get boring pretty quickly though, but so there's Crosshair.
This is prime episode. This episode is like prime for the rat face Crosshair. Like, you can like really see the rat teeth.
Yeah,
in a couple shots. Like, it's like more than any other episode. I think I don't know if they must be on purpose that they made him look like a rat, because this episode you see it a lot. Like, I couldn't stop seeing it.
Yeah, once you see it, and it's like I didn't notice it like in the season 7 of the Clone Wars. I didn't notice it for the first episode of the Bad Batch, but once you see it, like, I think he was lit a certain way where the teeth were shining, or those little metal pieces, those 4. That looks like a rat eating cheese, so you know he's just a bad dude.
Yeah, there's a couple shots in this episode where the rat face like shows up a lot. Like, I can't remember where. Yeah, I was like, oh, Justin must love this episode. It's all rat face.
I know, it was so blatant, so obvious. But so what's she gonna do? She's gonna send out a distress call, and that would to her new pal. Her new pal, yeah, Omega, Keisha Castle Hughes for Omega. Hashtag.
There has to be something in the works for those two to meet back up again. You know what I mean? Like, it has to. Yeah. I don't know if it'll be Bad Batch stuff, like season 2 or season 3 of Bad Batch, they have a meet up, or if there's something after. But they have, like, it's like Omega's only like non, Bad Batch friend that, there has to be something between those two. Like, there has to be some kind of friendship that hopefully pays off down the line that we see more of.
For sure. They're totally setting something up. Luis says, the mom had the best line. I've seen how you treat your allies. I'd rather be your enemy. That's right, because I think Rampart kind of offered them, right? Or
Mhm.
yeah, he offered them, and she, yeah, that's a cool line. That's right. That kind of stood out for me too. That's some good writing right there. Makes sense, right? With friends like you, who needs friends?
And she and I guess and the mom, because we know the mom dies, but I guess we don't know how that happens yet.
I pretty much figured it was going to be in this episode. I just the way things have been moving so quickly with this show, I just thought it was happening. It was going to happen.
Yeah.
But I'm glad she didn't. She's a lovely woman. So let's see. We're getting on to
Cool little thing with Omega working on the droid.
yeah, Gonki. I love Gonki. I'm hoping she's gonna teach him how to talk. Like it'd be like the galaxy's first talking Gonk droid.
I wish there was more Gonki. They don't show him enough.
I know. Gotta love Gonki. Yeah, and then like they're like, don't. She's like, I'm trying to fix his power supply, like it's defective, and or Hunter says, oh well, you can't because it's defective, and she's like, don't worry, Gonki, we're all defective, which is so true and so funny that she said that. This kid, I feel like she's like the leader of the Bad Batch now.
Oh, that's what I was going to talk about. Like,
Here, let's. Yeah.
Watching it the second. Well, I mean, as it goes on.
Yeah, there's a specific point, right, where it's like, oh, she just took charge of the Bad Batch.
Yeah, and she's like,
it's so cute.
I think we think she's 10 or 11. I think she's like 8 or 9.
She's younger, right?
I think she's younger than we think. Like, because if you look at her between her and Hera, if Hera's supposed to be like we think like 13 or 14, Hera's like way bigger than she is. Like, they're like, I think she might be younger than we think. She might not even be 10. She might only be like 8 or 9 years old.
Yeah. The answers are all out there on the internet. I've just been too dang busy.
Yeah, I don't know if it's been like set in stone what her age is, but she seems like seeing her with another child, it makes her seem younger than we thought before. But I did like the cool little like Hera's distress call with the little holograph and stuff.
Yeah, that was a total Leia parallel, right?
Yeah, she's even like bent down like it and stuff, and they're kind of like a little bit mad that she gave her like what she has the only friend she's found. Of course, she's gonna want to keep in contact with her.
Yeah, that's such a cool little scene. So Luis wants more donkey. I said, how about more gonky? My 16-year-old cattle dog is howling to get inside. She's out on the porch. I'm going to throw us on intermission and take a quick little break, okay? Let me just throw this up, and let's be right back. Hang on one sec. Sorry.
Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars. Give me the Star Wars, don't let them end.
This is where the fun begins.
Tell that to Country Club.
All right.
Back
I'm back.
grabbing a soda from.
So yeah, poor Dusty. Her bark. She's just like she doesn't have much of a bark left in her. Sorry about that. She sounds like a coyote. I don't know if you've ever heard a coyote, but it's a little scary.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know. For her, it's just a defeated like yelp. But it's got like some texture to it. Luis is trying to walk it back. He said he was talking about Shrek. Is that a thing? More donkey?
I don't know.
I don't know either. All right. Anyway, yeah. So good episode. Ray, are you streaming off your phone?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do it live.
I had to get a. I don't know if you can tell, Boylan's root beer. It's actually from New Jersey. It's a New Jersey soft drink.
Oh, good for you.
That's good stuff. Jedi. But what we saying? Like we were saying we think she's like the leader of the group now. She's definitely.
They're like Hunter's like, we can't go. It's a big galaxy. We can't go saving everyone that needs help.
He's like, can't we?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Whatever
Why
you
why
say.
not? Why not? And that's when she kind of like takes charge. That was wild. Oh, and then it's like they learn that like Cham Syndulla is the girl's father, and Tech is like the freedom fighter. I had a little problem with that. In that, do you think they would have, before they landed to drop off all those weapons, don't you think they would have like done a little homework on who they were dropping off to, maybe? And like Gobi Glee, like is Cham's best friend / Hera's uncle. I just thought, especially Tech knows just about everything. Like, maybe if Wrecker had gone the freedom fighter, but it was like Tech that said it, and I was like, Tech. I guess Tech knows who that is, but he didn't put 2 and 2 together when they dropped those weapons off where that was going. Like, where else would those weapons be going?
Yeah.
A little detail.
Yeah, I see what you mean, but like also, it maybe they just weren't. It's a big planet. They're just like dropping off. It's like not their.
It
thing.
could just be like, Sid
delivery
want.
boys.
Let's just do it. Hurry up. Like, yeah. I just think of all the Bad Batchers that Tech is
Would
the
know
most
the most.
well-read and researched guy. Like,
He wouldn't be surprised by that.
he did know who he was when the name came up, so that's good. I wasn't looking to be picky this episode, but it was just a couple little writing things that I thought kind of like could have been easily just a couple little points they could have changed that would have made it a little more, I don't know, consistent. Okay, so they're going, right? They decide.
Yeah. Well, basically, Omega decides.
She
and they
decides.
all just go along.
Yeah,
Then
look at her.
They get there. I'm trying to think. Does they go back to the family, or is it just show them going back and then they're like, he says no guarantees. We'll see what we can do. You know.
And they go to the rendezvous point, and they're reunited. There's Chopper. I never asked. I don't. I figured you would. I never asked you what you thought of him when we first talked about you watching that first season. I think I went through the roll call, and I got the call with you, and I was like, I forgot to ask him about Chopper. Of course.
Yeah, he's crazy. I love Chopper.
He's great, isn't he? I have like at my desk, surprise, I have a little Chopper Black Series that I look at and keep it with me all the time. Puts me in a good mood. Like, droid just puts me in a good mood. But every time he like turns on another droid, like, he's pretty ruthless. He's done some nasty things to droids. And like Eloise is always like, I think even if it's like an Imperial droid, like, she's like, I think I feel bad for that droid. I'm like, I
Like,
know,
what's it-
honey.
I think it was like the first season. There was like an Imperial droid that they like kidnapped, and then it was like really helpful around the ship. And
Oh, he turned out to
Zeb
be a
was like-
great asset. Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, I like you better than Chopper. And then they're like, I think we're gonna keep you, and then Chopper like knocks him off the ship.
Yeah. He threw him. He knocked that
Right.
poor droid. It was like a R5. It was like a R5
Yeah.
droid. He knocked him 1,000 feet in the air, and luckily the little guy lived. But
Yeah, I thought that was funny.
because for a second you're like, oh, cool, they're going to have another droid on the Ghost. What do you think
Yeah.
about the Ghost and the Phantom? What do you think about the ships for Rebels?
I like the Ghost. I like the second Phantom
Okay.
better than the one they got out. You know, when the Phantom got destroyed, they got like a
Oh,
new one.
that's right. Oh, I forgot about that. How could
I
forget
like the
about that?
design of that one better, but it's yeah. I love the
Ghost
whole,
is cool.
whole
Hera and the Ghost. That is a team. That is a.
That's a-
Yeah, here we are. So they built a refinery like they're doing all over the galaxy. It seems like they did on
Mhm.
Raxus with that separate. You asked me the name of that planet the other day, and I totally lost it. But I went back and reminded myself Raxus, and that was a separatist colony.
Yeah, they talk about Raxus in this episode.
They bring it up. Okay.
Yeah, he says real quick like Raxus was separatist. So, but they had like I guess they were saying that explains like the more of the military buildup they had there. But this they didn't understand why there's such a buildup here.
Oh yeah, that's right. But they've got they're like they are setting up permanent
Yeah.
residents all over these different systems and just getting
Mhm.
everybody to bend the knee, and then probably sucking up the resources and just getting set up all over the galaxy in strategic locations just to be the overlords. But I love seeing these Imperial probe droids. I just love them, no matter where they show up.
Me too.
And
I
the
love them.
very limited catalog of sound effects for this thing, but it doesn't need much. I love it. They
It's always the same noise.
yeah. There's it has a couple a little hover sound, and it has the weird whatever that. I should get that drop on here, but yeah.
I like they use them a lot on this and Rebels, but you know what they look like? They look like a precursor to the squids and the Matrix.
Yeah.
If you thought if they were turned sideways and had more flexible arms,
Oh
they
yeah.
kind of look like that a little bit.
You think the Matrix
it
VFX
could've been.
crew kind of borrowed a little bit from that?
Yeah, it could. I mean, I don't know. It just
So
could
here,
be, but just seeing it there kind of brought that to mind. But I don't know. But
so
it
look,
does kinda look
everybody
like it.
everybody gets their own macro binoculars this episode.
Yeah, it's like Hera has a pair of.
Hunter. All right. So what did they come up with? What was their plan?
Their plan was like,
No,
oh,
look, even the
sorry.
Imperial probe droid. Here's his macro binocular. But man, they're without Crosshair on the team, this is what happens every time. Without their eye in the sky, Crosshair get covering.
Overwatch.
Yeah, they keep getting the drop on them.
Mm-hmm.
But Hunter takes this thing out with a knife and just slays it, and then that awesome sound effect just goes on repeat. Let me see if I can do this without getting a copyright strike, but let's see.
The way he rides it to the ground.
Yeah, gotta be careful. We'll get shut down. I see people reviewing entire episodes never getting in trouble. I don't know. Here we go.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
That was awesome.
That was cool.
You don't
I
often
liked
get to see one incapacitated up close. Usually they get blasted.
Mhm.
And I was just sitting there just on repeat. Like, oh, that's awesome. Hunter doing his thing. But so like they said, well, now they know we're here. We tried.
Oh well.
Yeah. Oh well. There's the rat teeth.
We'll find you a good foster family, basically.
Basically, they're like, yeah. They kind of just shrug their. Now she's really distraught. Like, well, that was a
Yeah,
big
they're like,
waste of time.
we'll get you off planet, but your parents, hopefully they have some pictures laying around somewhere that you can remember them by, because we're not going to be able to do it.
Yeah. Not us. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh my
She's
gosh.
like, I'll pay you double. He's like, no money, no amount of money is any good if you're. Oh, look, there's rat teeth. Let's see him.
Peace has a cost, Captain.
Clone Force 99 is on Ryloth.
And he's like,
Jeez.
oh, no big deal. And he's like, no,
Yeah.
they're a BFD. They are a big deal.
But and I think that right then is she refers to or maybe it's coming up. Oh, look, there that the helmet even looks like a rat helmet there sitting on the thing. But
Yeah.
but then we come to the part where she says, like, they're my brothers, like I don't think
Yeah.
she ever referred to them as that
No.
before. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. And it like, Hera's like, what? And she's like, but that was very,
Yeah, it
that was a
awesome.
powerful
That was
moment and a significant moment in that so far she's been like the baby, the child, the kid, the subordinate. They've been taking care of her. But now she's on even footing with them. She's one of them. They're my brothers.
That was
like,
that was one of my favorite parts of the episode when she says, like, when she's like, what? Like, Hera's like, they're so mean almost, she's like, doesn't know what to think. And she's like, oh, they're my brothers. It's the way she says it. It's an awesome
it's
moment.
great. Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do.
So now he's like he's really all in. He's not following orders anymore, Hauser.
Oh, yeah.
He wants
And
he
one
wants
of
to
the
help his
things I
friends.
think is remember how I said, like, I don't think Crosshair's gonna be redeemed. I think he's
Too far gone.
bad. He's bad. Like, he's bad to the bone. Like, he's not coming back from it.
Yeah.
Is like Hauser's a clone. He has the same inhibitor chip that Crosshair. He's able to, like,
Work through
make a moral decision and change. But Crosshair is like, he's wants to go after his former brothers worse than ever. You know what I mean? Like, he wants to take them out. It's not even Order 66 anymore. He just, and I know they juiced up his inhibitor chip so he would, like, follow orders more, but it seems like he wants to go after him.
Yeah.
Like, if anything, this episode shows that even with the inhibitor chip, the clones can like go against if something they think is wrong, and it's not just Hauser, like a bunch of his men did. Like, we're jumping the gun, but but I think it's gonna. I think that's part of the reason they show that is to say, like, it's not just the chip is the reason why Crosshair turned on his boys. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just a chip. It's like,
there's more to it than that.
yeah, part of him wants to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man, the stream is like
Is it bad?
toast. Yeah. I wonder
It's
if I
not looking too bad from my end, but it's kind of choppy. But I don't know how the sound is. But the pictures, it's been worse.
It has.
Yeah,
All right.
it's not as bad. Like, it's not freezing up like for like minutes on end.
Okay, I think it's back. I just moved from our Bad Batch scene to just our simple 2-up to see if it would clear out a little bit. We'll just look back and laugh on these early days. At
But
some point, it's just like it's dying like so badly. Anyway, okay, let's keep the dream alive. All right, Gavin says it looks good. All right, good, Gavin, hang in there. Thank you, man. That's Dan's son, who is.
oh, I know. Yeah, I've
You
met
know
a few
Gavin.
times.
You haven't
Hey,
seen
Gavin.
Gavin in a while, though. I saw Gavin a few months ago, and the kid was looking at me eyeball to eyeball, and I'm almost 6'3".
I think last time I saw him was at your wedding, or no, he wasn't at your wedding. I think the last time I saw him was when I got him into Disney,
Yeah,
like him and his sister and his mom and dad in Disney, like a long time ago.
yeah.
I didn't have this big beard back then, Gavin. So I don't know if
Gavin, you know Ray, Uncle Ray. Real quick about Gavin, though, you got to check out his artwork. He's got the Komoda creative gene in his
I can check it
DNA.
out.
They're all the Komodas, the brothers, the uncles. But Gavin is like just like on a tear right now creatively.
Awesome.
Yeah, I follow him on Instagram. He's doing like IG live, like doing basically you could consider it a drawing lesson because you just watch him do pen and ink and color, and it's awesome. And he's like he's in all the stuff that you like. He's into like
Giant robots.
the giant, yeah, and monsters, especially the monsters, and Ultraman, yeah. So it's really cool. I wish I had that focus when I was his age.
You have to send me his Instagram so I
For
can,
sure. Gavin, put it up in the chat if you're still
Oh
here.
yeah.
Let's see. Let's see if we can get back to our screen here.
So the last thing is
So
Is-
Hauser is all in now, right?
Hauser is like saying, "Hey, I'm trying to save her. Let me know. Give me something. I'm gonna try to. I'm trying to help.
Yeah.
I'm doing what I can." Trying to think what happens.
All right, let me move ahead. Sorry, I'm trying to keep things going here. All right, so then they decide who comes up with this plan? The Clone Force 99, or is it just the girls? Because I know the girls kind of start doing their own thing here.
Well, like I said, they were like, "We're not going to do it. We're not going to do it." And then, like I said, that's why I think Omega's like the leader now because she's like, "We need to do this. This is worth doing."
Yeah.
And she says like the kicker is she says I it's no amount of money is worth it. She's like, I would do it for you. I would risk it for you. And then the girls, Hera knows because like the last episode you see Hera spying on the factory, and I guess didn't really think that meant anything, but they kind of ties into this episode where since she has been spying on the factory, she knows, what to look for. She knows the weak points. She knows their whatever.
Yeah.
So they use that to make their plan, and to how they're gonna do it. I think there's like a funny line from Wrecker, like he just wanted to jump in and attack. They're like, yeah,
That's what he suggested in the first place.
yeah,
Just go in and
That's what I
attack.
wanted to do.
Yeah, that was great. That was a great line. So they're going to go to the part of the team will go to the refinery, and part of the team will sneak in and free the Syndulas, right?
Yeah, they're gonna make a diversion
And
at the
Globy
factory
Geek-
so they
Globy Geek.
have less troops in the capital so they can get the family out.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's what it was.
Yep. Yeah. Sounds like a pretty
And-
sound plan.
And Chopper is gonna go in and shut off the guns.
Oh yeah, because they're autocannons, just like
Yeah.
just like the Death Star autocannons.
Mhm. Yeah.
You worry
And-
about those fighters. I'll worry about those towers. Or is it the other way around? Oh, Luke.
I love I love Chopper flight, like when he like sneaks around and like flies in.
Red
and you see him,
5
like,
standing
get
by.
line- get
Yeah.
line behind him and stuff.
Yeah, let's see. This screen, for whatever reason, is crushing our feed. I'm sorry. People say they can see it, though, but what I'm getting from my data is that we're just getting crushed with the stream. All right, anyway, okay, yeah, so they've got a plan in place. Let me move ahead here. So Chopper and the girls are going to the refinery. Just
Oh,
Chopper
and
and the girls.
they also send them on their own. Like
That was weird. That was really weird.
Hunter's like, you two go. It's like
I guess because
like,
there was nobody. It was just autocannons and not really many troops to worry about. Like, were
I
they?
guess it also
But
shows,
autocannons will
like,
still knock your socks off. They'll.
yeah.
It's death. Like, I
But
don't
I
know.
guess it just shows his trust in Omega.
I guess they just had to facilitate a moment with these two girls, like, because there's a big
Yeah, but-
moment coming up.
Even when Hunter says like, "Oh, we're gonna send you two go by yourself," and I think Tech is like by themselves, or one of them says like they're kind of, I can't believe that he's gonna send them by themselves, but he's like, go ahead. I guess it's like trial by fire. Like they need to like, they're not gonna baby them. They need to step up and do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like harsh, but it's also kind of that's how awesome Omega is, and I guess how awesome, we know Hera is pretty awesome, but at this age, but
I would have sent Wrecker with him. I don't know.
yeah. Of course, but he's like, hey, go ahead.
Yeah.
But-
It's an interesting parenting.
Yeah.
Um,
I guess we're kind of falling behind, but yeah, we see they go in, and then it's kind of like a fun little battle where like Hera takes over the Chopper gets busted, so he can't shut it down. So
yeah, he
Omega's
gets
like,
he gets zapped.
let's go jump in. You want to be a pilot, right? Let's do it. Look, there's the perfect teeth right there. But and then we get to see Hera fly by herself for the first time, and it's kind of like a little funny thing. She's like, don't shoot us down if you come and see us flying. But I love that when they start blowing stuff up, and then Tech and Wrecker and it was like a really cool like little shot where they zoom down and start. It was kind of like a neat thing the way they speed up really quick and then slow down and then start blowing stuff up. It was kind of like a really cool like action sequence. This whole thing is like really well done, and it's almost like an action movie. It's really
it's like
good.
a Star Wars movie in that there's like two battles happening simultaneously that depend on each other for a positive outcome. Like
Yeah.
they're all working together, but in different locations. So the girls are working at trying to get the refinery and the autocannons blown up and then cause a distraction so that it's enough. They have enough breathing room for Hunter and Echo to get the Syndulas out of there safely.
Yeah,
But then luckily Hauser is a good clone
yeah, well,
because they couldn't have done it without him.
Crosshair figures it out. Like this, we're not, they want us to leave so they can
Oh,
get
that
them
was
out.
great. Yeah. Let me how's our stream? What's it looking like for you?
It looks fine for me.
Okay. I'm just getting it says it's like skipping all these frames, but maybe it really isn't. Let me reset.
It's
I was
not
thinking
too
of
bad.
just going intermission and refreshing my computer, but
It's not frozen or anything, so it's not too bad
that's cool.
on my end.
So
But-
yeah, Hauser's all in now. He's like, we're brothers, or we're friends, and we fought together. And I'm paraphrasing completely.
Yeah, they're like, you need to come with us, and he's I can't leave my squad. I have to
That's right.
try to get through to them.
Yeah. And then Tech realizes that the girls have commandeered Imperial shuttle and are just wreaking havoc on the refinery. But he's watching their flight patterns because we can't gloss over this. It's the first time. I love this shot of Omega, by the way, that underlighting, and she's in the back.
Oh yeah,
So-
yeah.
Hera's in the front of the shuttle doing her first ever solo flight, right?
Yeah.
So that's like a big deal. That's a BFD, as we call
Yeah.
it. Because that's she becomes one of the greatest fighter pilots in the galaxy, but this is the moment that she takes her first flight and is fighting the Empire, and Omega's in the back seat. Somebody, I happened upon somebody who was doing a live stream about this episode. I just was just like flipping through, like, or just, you know, jumping around YouTube quickly, and all I heard was, he said, I don't want Omega to be the Forrest Gump of like Star Wars. Like she's meeting everybody. You know what I mean? Like she's meeting all these characters.
I can see what he's saying, but it's not that, you know.
I don't think so.
Much.
No,
yeah, I don't see that. I don't. Doesn't bother
all the
me.
Star Wars characters are kind of like Forrest Gump because they all kind of meet each other, right? Like if they're in the same timeline. I mean,
that's what a lot of this stuff. Like you can say the same thing for Clone Wars and Rebels. All that. You know, it's a lot of that stuff is going on.
Yeah, he was like specifically kind of honed in on Omega because she was hanging out with Hera at this point, but it seems perfectly plausible and natural in the context of this fantasy story. Like it doesn't, it's fine. That just kind of stuck with me. I was like, I don't know if it triggered me in a bad way, but I was like, It does not sway my opinion about this show or anything at all. I like it.
Yeah. No, Tech had a really funny line. Like, I forgot what it is, but it's something like,
yeah.
I can't remember what it is. But
they're confused.
Really, you're erratic. I'm sure it's confusing them as much as it's confusing us, or something like that. It's a really funny line.
So he's like, okay, so they're fine.
Yeah.
Tech, Omega, we have alternate transport. Meet at the rendezvous.
Gladly, because there are multiple Imperial vessels inbound.
Yeah. Have to hunt and pack for it. I might take get time code next time so we can hit some of these points. So Crosshair knows what's up. He's got a platoon, if you will, of Reg clones hanging out because they're like, this is their way out.
Plus his little group that he has.
Oh yeah, which I meant to mention. Like he's got the squad, right? Like the modern new
that has like the dark gray or black armor, you know,
the elite new stormtroopers that are basically kind of like his Bad Batch, but not really. I don't know. But
they're not as good.
No, and he like killed one of them a few many episodes ago because they wouldn't shoot a civilian, so he like.
Yeah.
And I like that character's voice too. I remember that. I'm like, no, don't take that. That's a cool character, but. So what happens is Hauser gives them time, or he stands at the door as the door is opening, giving them as a distraction and give them time to make the Syndulas and Bad Batch time to get away,
and try to like stand up and say.
Oh yeah, and he says he tries to persuade his fellow clones like, you guys, let's do the right thing here. Half of them.
He does like the Jerry Maguire speech. Who's coming with me?
Yeah. Dorothy Boyd.
People think I'm gonna flip out.
Yeah, I will go with you, but I will go with you, Hauser. But it backfire. It kind of backfires. Like how many? Like half of this squadron.
I know, it's like they threw out their weapons. They should have turned weapons on the other guys and said, "Hey,
I know they dropped their. Did they drop their weapons, or they just walked away? Like I think they dropped their shields and weapons and walked. So now they're unarmed. Now they're unarmed. Yeah. And of course, like Crosshair's squad, and then the clones that are really lockstep with the New Order. Like they're gonna regret that eventually, you know. But so now, all right, let's get to the end. Then I have questions for you.
Okay, so they steal the senators. Oh, and the senator wasn't killed. I thought they.
Oh yeah. Or
he survived.
Senator Ta or Free Ta, that gluttonous Twi'lek. So that was attempted murder. So that he's still alive. Although when he comes to, like, who's going to explain Is everyone holding that lie? Like everyone that was standing there, like that blast obviously came from somewhere else. Like Cham never discharged his weapon, so it's like
He's gonna be like,
it's weird.
You guys didn't tell me I was gonna get shot in this plan.
Did you? Do you have a gun? Do you have a gun?
You guys know about this? Nah, I didn't know about that. Yeah,
Oh
I'm sure
my
he's not gonna
God.
be too happy, but at least he's not dead. But yeah, I thought they
Yeah.
killed him in the last episode.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, but I heard he like shows up in like a novel, like a canon,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, post Disney purchase of Lucasfilm novel. So like if they had killed him, like that would have really screwed up their continuity, or not really, but it's just this one guy, but it would have been a faux pas.
Yeah, you can always tell he was going to be bad because he I don't know if he had the bad voice, but he's fat. Like if there's,
Yeah. It's like
Anyway,
all Disney animated villains and like
especially in Star Wars.
well, like, yeah, I'm specifically Disney though. If you ever notice, like all the bad guys, they have whatever these folds are called, which I'm getting as I get older. Like they have these, you know what I mean? And like Drizella and Anastasia, the ugly stepsisters, like they have like their cheeks and they have those folds. Anyway, it's
Well,
something I
look
noticed. I'm like, oh, I hope I never get those. I don't want to
I've
look like a
noticed-
Disney sad sack.
I noticed it in like watching Bad Batch and Rebels is that like yeah if there's a character that's overweight, then if you think he's good, he's going to turn out to be bad eventually.
Yeah, it's either weight or a voice. Like if it's a
Or
real
voice.
gravelly voice, like Aaron's
the-
favorite character with the gravelly voice.
Oh yeah, well he doesn't have his voice isn't too bad. He has almost like he could go
Like
either way with
Clint
that
Eastwood.
voice. Yeah,
Yeah,
but like
we're
but
talking about
Crosshair,
Cad
his
Bane.
voice- if you're skinny, you have to have a snivelly voice. And if you're fat, you're just bad. No, it doesn't matter what the voice is. But yeah, like, what's a fat character that's good in Star Wars? Porkins, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, but they kill him anyway. They like
That's going way back. Porkins is going way back.
poor Porkins.
He's the only one I could think of.
All right, yeah, that's all good points. Like there's no positive overweight.
Not that I can think of. Like in Rebels, especially, like the one guy that tries to like buy Hera. I forgot what his name is. I think he's voiced by that famous Japanese
Oh
actor.
yeah, I hate that character so much.
Yeah, he's like gross and fat.
Yeah,
There's another one too. I can't remember the other one. And then the guy from this world, the Twi'lek guy.
Yeah,
He was chubby too, so he's going to be a bad guy right off the bat.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna get letters.
I was just thinking about that. I thought that was kind of funny.
We'll get letters from a group for that discussion, but whatever. Okay.
Well, I mean, hey, I'm
no
I'd
Han
be a-
Solo.
I'd be a bad guy in Star Wars.
Why do you think I
right
shoot?
now.
Why do you think I shoot from the man boobs up?
Go
Although,
back
look at my
to
new.
the
Look at this.
thing.
Check out my new shirt. What's up? Hot off the press.
What is it? Can't see. I'm behind, and the feed is a
know.
little
Here we
bit
go.
slower.
I'll wait for you. Anyway, I'll go back. I'll bring my desk back up, and then you can.
But yeah,
that was not worth the effort.
I love the friend, even though it's only been like an episode. They've actually done a good job having like the friendship. Oh yeah, it's cool. The friendship between Hera and Omega, seems natural. It's not. I don't feel like it's forced. You know what I mean? The way
Yeah,
it's well written.
it's solid. Yeah, it's believable. So, you know what? I definitely have some nitpicks with this episode. Although it was so much fun, I really enjoyed it. But in this, he's like, so Rampart like concedes that okay, I should have believed you that these guys, these clones are a lot more trouble. Because he warned them. He's like, you're gonna need more than just whoever you're sent. You're gonna need more than that. Crosshair told him, You don't know what you're dealing with here. I do. Like they should have put all their ground forces on the Bad Batch the moment they knew they were in town or coming. So he's like, but then like he said, okay, so all right, so they really are trouble. And then Crosshair's like, I want to hunt them down. He's like, permission granted, right?
Yeah.
But hasn't he been hunting them down already? Like, does he need permission?
Maybe it wasn't like a priority before. They didn't really care as much. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he sent him to the junk planet with a huge like a battalion and like ships, and he almost got his head cooked. Yeah. So
He's
it's
got
like
a scar in his head now.
Yeah, that like that. I guess that was supposed to be a little bit of a cliffhanger, but it didn't really kind of do it for me. It's like permission to hunt them down. He said permission granted. Dun dun dun. Like I don't know. I was like, yeah, aren't you doing that? Or like that's kind of like your thing.
I guess maybe that'll be the last episode.
No, it's like no, I'm really gonna hunt them down.
You never know what's gonna happen with this show. Like it could be, maybe it'll be a flashback episode.
Yeah, we may not see that. You're right. We may not see him hunting them down until like the series or season finale.
Or maybe they'll do like it seems like with Rebels, like the season finales are all like a 2-parter. So maybe it'll be the next episode is going to be Zeb's backstory and how it ties into the
right, because this is the Rebels prequel, whereas like Mando turned in the Rebels sequel.
Yeah.
And Ahsoka will be the Rebels.
Or maybe they run into Ahsoka or something. Who knows? But
that's funny.
But then the last 2 episodes will be like the big. I'm guessing. I don't know. It'll be part 1 and part 2. Is my guess. But I just noticed that with Rebels.
Yeah. Yeah. They do these cool story arcs.
But the biggest thing I from this episode is, for me, is, I mean, I don't know how it goes forward, but it feels like we said before, that Omega is like stepping into like a leadership role.
Yeah, look at her
at the age of 9, you
yeah,
know, or whatever, however old she is.
Well, this shot I just landed on, it'll catch up in a second, but I just happened upon this shot just to, as we wrap it up and do one last pass. But yeah, like she's the leader.
Yeah,
that's cool. I have no problem with that.
See the shot. Oh yeah. I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that when I rewatched it. That when they're coming off the ship, like she's in front, like she's in the hero spot. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that would usually be reserved for Hunter. That's like, that position. Like
Uncle Rick would say, that's the fourth perspective there, so she looks just as tall as everybody else. Yeah, it's funny that you came upon that shot, because I remember that shot stood out to me in the when I watched it for the second time. I definitely noticed that.
That's awesome.
But okay, what's your nitpicks?
I mean, I guess I covered them all. I think there are some moments they could have like been that seemed a little clumsy. Like leaving the girls alone to go to take out like half a dozen autocannons, which like took Porkins out eventually. Like those are no joke. You need some help. You need some experience to navigate around that.
Yeah.
But it was fine. I don't know. I thought
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun episode.
It was so much fun. It's like a kind of a little heisty in a way. Like the prize was the Syndulas and
it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I think like one of my favorites is the one. What's the episode where they're on the junk planet and she's like defusing the bombs? Like I thought that was a really cool episode because it was like,
That's one of my top
yeah,
episodes too.
it had like action, it had like some cool interactions with her and Wrecker, and it was a good overall episode. And this one was just, I feel like the main takeaways I get from this is the clone kind of turning and not doing what he's told, which makes me feel, like I said, like that Crosshair really doesn't want to be good. He's fine being in the Empire, and as the Hera Omega relationship, that was really cool, and then the Omega like leadership role. I think that's like the big three for me in that episode.
There's not a single episode where something doesn't move along like it or doesn't progress. There's no filler.
Yeah, not really.
Not
I guess if there's any filler, I could say maybe the last episode, but that one turned into this episode, so it's not really.
Yeah, it's like a long two-parter. That last episode dragged a little bit for me, I think. All the political intrigue, and also where are the boys? Where's Bad Batch? Where's Omega? But then it was kind of cool. Like it felt like a payoff to see them from that POV, like that objective. Like here comes this ship. The ship's landing. We know who it is. They don't know who it is, and we don't get any closer than they do. It's like we just see them from a distance, like Wrecker dropping the luggage, the weapons, the munitions off. The exchange happens. Then you get to see Omega for like a little second. It felt like a tease. Like, wait, we need to go in the ship with them. Like, don't leave us here with all these Twi'leks. Don't leave us here.
What was the?
Where are you guys going?
That was a cool line when Hunter and what's his name? Who's the other one who is with Hunter?
Echo.
Yeah. Rescue them, and the one guy like, hey, I know you guys, and they're like these are the mercenaries I hired. They're like, well, I didn't hire him to do this, and I think Hunter says like, no, Hera did, and they're like, I thought that was a pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Cool little moment in the show too.
Yeah. Oh, Gobi Glee's like, oh yeah, them. They just gave us all those weapons. What are they doing here? Like, what?
Who are these guys?
Did you get a gun?
You? Huh? Wait a minute. What if he shot you in the face? But it's a good episode.
Yeah.
I think we got 4 left. I think I read somewhere.
Yeah, it goes to 16.
See, and I was watching, and this will come away from Bad Batch. I don't know if you still want to talk about Bad Batch, but watching Rebels, and Rebels, all except for the last season, they're all like 22 episode seasons. So, there's a lot of episodes. And so some of those are like filler episodes, but I don't mind the filler episodes when there's 22 episodes. And I think that was like my problem with like the first season of, I remember you used to say like, oh, The Mandalorian, the first season was just like it were like episodes of Rebels, but it was only like 8 or 9 or 10 episodes, and they were like more than half of them were like filler episodes.
Yeah,
and you can get away with that when you have 22 episodes, but when it was only 10 episodes or whatever, you can't really get away with that. That's like, but the second, like Mandalorian, the second season made up for it, but the first season, like the what's it, AP5 episode when they first get him, and there's a couple like that one episode in Rebels with that Imperial droid, like that looks like a protocol droid, but it's like a killer droid, where it's like the Zeb episode with the droids. That was like a really cool episode. Those are like kind of like my favorites, like the little kind of throwaway, fun, kind of weird episodes that focus on a different character. It's fun. Those episodes are really fun in Rebels.
Yeah. I feel like Mando like spent that first season not as much direction, and it was more like we're going to like set up this world, and here's like our single plot thread. There wasn't like a lot going on. It was just the child, right? The whole thing was about him and the child.
Yeah. And it like it's at all. I think it also may have been. It was like the launching of Disney Plus, and I think maybe it was like a little bit rushed. Like,
yeah, could have been, yeah. And I just
like,
think throwing it to different directors to get everybody's spin, which we'll talk about with Visions when I get back from my trip. Like, we didn't talk about the vision. Have you seen the preview for Visions yet?
is that like the one that's like it's not canon? It's like all the different.
It's anime anthology.
Yeah. I seen a little bit about it.
Yeah. So I feel like they're just kind of letting Disney's like, let's let the auteur, let's let the visionaries get their hands on Star Wars and see what happens. There was a little bit of that in Mandalorian, because they each, the selling point for the show is like, we've brought in, 8 of the top directors to each, illustrate their vision of Star Wars or whatever, like to put their spin on it.
Yeah, it's like, what was the one episode where they have the speeder bikes in the desert? It's like a 30-minute episode, and they wasted 5 minutes of them like riding through the desert. With, like,
yeah,
no
it was
dialogue.
like the Easy Rider scene.
Yeah, and like not like
Toro.
that episode, like nothing happens in that episode. That episode's horrible, and the only
I
thing,
disagree.
Oh, I hate
Isn't that where
episode.
we get Fennec Shan, and then we see Boba for the first time in 40?
I don't think you see Boba. I think you see like Fennec's like leg for like a half a second. You don't even see anything of her. Like, it's, go back and watch the episode. It's the whole episode.
Oh, we get Boba's leg. He comes upon Fennec as she's wiped out, right?
I don't remember. I just remember it's like a half second of something.
I commented on a post on YouTube like, Boba, and some guy ripped me to shreds. Like, he's like, it's not, and he was like, it's he thought it was Juan Carlo Esposito character like walking through the desert. I'm like, he's not gonna be walking through the desert. He's the Imperial Navy. He's like got bigger fish to fry.
I don't know. That's one of the episodes I hated, and then
I know a lot of people don't like that episode. A lot of people don't like that Toro, that kid. You know his son that is, right?
No.
Bobby Cannavale, that's his son.
Oh, is that his son? I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
A lot of people say that, like, that hate that character. I didn't mind that episode. I like speeder bikes, and I like Tatooine. I was like drooling. I was just like, and they're in the cantina. I'm like a deer in the headlights.
But nothing happened. Nothing happened in the episode. Like, they do all that, and then that kid gets killed. Like, nothing happens. It's like,
that was kind of a bummer.
Yeah, it's like half the episode is like to build up this kid, and then they killed him, and then like even that episode is so like like there's like half the episode is just driving through the desert, which is like no dialogue, and it's not even like an hour-long episode. It's just that one and the A-Team episode where they save the village from the.
That is my
people.
least. That's my least favorite ever.
That's
my
horrible.
least favorite.
That's a horrible episode.
Yeah. Now we're tangent.
Yeah.
It's okay. No, it's cool. It's just that with that one, for me, that trope is so tired. And I think they did it in Rebels too. I think they've done it in like every Star Wars. Like, train the locals how to fight, teach a man to fish, and they're literally fishermen. That they're a fishing village. Like, all right, we get it. And then it's like, what is this menace that's looming? And it's an AT-ST. You can take those out with a log. Like, what?
And they have
and it has like red eyes and it growls. So it's like, it looks like it's a creature. I guess that was their.
I don't know.
I guess they meant to do that, like it's a creature, but it's just like an AT-ST that these pirates have commandeered, but all of a sudden, the thing that bothered me is it has glowing eyes, But the interior, maybe they changed the light bulb out so it's like a red light inside. But then it's like it growls like a creature. I was like, my gosh. I guess it's all about scale. Like if it is just a simple fisherman and that thing does march through, it is gonna tear the place up. So I guess that is their mortal enemy. So I get it.
It's just like the
But
children in the background like laughing. It was like all like canned laughter. Like it reminds me of what's that?
Xena Warrior Princess?
No, there is like it just in that episode whenever you hear the children in the background. What's that movie with the crazy guy that took like the Japanese movie, the kung fu movies and put himself in it with like
Oderkirk?
Yeah, what's it? Kung
Pao.
Kung Pao. Remember Kung Pao?
Yeah.
It reminds me of Kung Pao. There's like one scene in it where that shows like kids playing and they're like walking on the street and the kids are just going, "We're children, we're children." Like,
yeah.
That's what that reminds me of. Like it's just it's like this like canned children's laughter that it sounds so fake and so corny.
Yeah, a lot of people like that episode though. Is what my impression is, and that's the one that really bothers me.
Yeah, I think isn't that Bryce Dallas Howard directed that one?
Yeah, but then she comes back for season 2, and her episode is probably one of my favorites.
Which one is she doing?
With her and her Mando, like Bo-Katan and the Mando squad come in.
Oh yeah,
the pirate ship, and then they go up and they take out the cruiser, and just it's just so good. The action's so good.
Well, season 2, I just feel like season 2 they took their time. Like I said, maybe it was season 1 was rushed, even though people love season 1 and they love it so much. It just felt like underwritten and rushed to me, and like season 2. Just like everything was like a step up, like the cinematography, the writing, the characters, the stories, everything just like went together so much better in the second season.
Yeah. Like, I guess I don't know. I like them. I like them both, but season 2 is definitely more like compelling storytelling, and and they just you're right. They kind of everything like it seems like they've elevated everything you've mentioned, like even like the special effects, like maybe they pump more money into it, maybe they probably had a little more time to work on it. I hear that Jon Favreau was on set a lot more. I hear, what do I know, but that's what like I don't want to give him all the credit, but I think if you've got like a Vince Gilligan type an actual showrunner. Like maybe at first was it Favreau's pet project, or like this will be cool, and then season 2 is like, oh my God, what look what we've created, and everybody's watching now. Let's let's do it.
Let's not, because they could have just done more of the same, but like I said, I know you like season 1 more than I did. I liked certain episodes. I didn't hate it. But I wasn't like blown away by it. But season 2, like, shut me up. Season 2, it's good. I really don't have any complaints. It has the guy from Kim's Convenience, the dad from Kim's Convenience in it. It had some great guest stars and good action, good
surprise,
story.
Big surprises.
Really cool show. Like it got really good the second season. So I'm hoping they're more of the same. And like, I guess this year, what do we have coming up? What's the next thing? Book of Boba Fett?
Book of Boba Fett, and then, which I think is December. I don't know that they've even started shooting The Mandalorian season 3. I don't know what's going on with Ahsoka. This is definitely not the channel to get inside scoops about the production, because me personally, like I want to be surprised to some degree. So like any like leaked footage or anything like that, like story plots revealed, like there's all this clickbait on YouTube, Star Wars, like guys like us that are on here, and they're getting some like inside information, and like I feel like that kind of spoils it. I like I've said it 1,000 times. I love the hype of the trailers, and I know you've gotten very disciplined with even that. But like, I liked the whole build up, the official build up, because they're very crafty and careful how they, disseminate the information and like the visuals and like roll it out and get you all hyped up. I like that riding that wave to a certain degree, but I don't like leaked set footage, like plot element. There's all this stuff out there about Hayden Christensen and Obi-Wan, and I don't know. It's really storming outside. But I am excited for Obi-Wan. That's like a one-shot miniseries. That's not going to be an ongoing series. That's a shorter.
When is that coming out? Do we know?
Yes, I think. I have to look all this stuff up.
Yeah, look it up. Anyone who's watching, look it up
please.
yourself. Let us know.
Inform us, the ones who have a Star Wars channel.
What
I will. Go ahead. I'm listening.
I was gonna say, what'd you think? I know I asked you about it a little bit earlier, but what'd you think of the droid tales? Did the girls like it?
Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Like the writing was really good on that.
The little inside jokes, the self-referential jokes, and
yeah,
and the way I think Jar Jar keeps on getting blasted every time Jar Jar shows up.
I did see that.
In his face. Did you see that?
Yeah, the girls loved it. We'll definitely watch the rest of it.
Yeah,
so, Boba Fett's December of this year, which is going to be here in no time. It's crazy. It's already mid-July of 2021. It's nuts. All it says I see, first episode air date for Obi-Wan Kenobi is 2022.
Okay.
But we're going to get that, and we're going to get Ahsoka, and we're going to get what else are we getting? Oh, Mando season 3. Like, I believe that's all happening in the same. That's all happening next year.
I feel like it's all going to be a lot of stuff going forward, starting with Boba Fett. It's going to be like almost like back to back, like with the different shows.
Kind of how the Marvel shows are rolling out, right?
Yeah,
we're on our third Marvel series that just ended, which
is like the best. If you ask me, I think it's the best of the Marvels. I just love it. I really like the WandaVision, but I definitely like this one.
I don't know if anything. You're right. I don't think anything else holds a candle to it.
It's so good. Like it's just like a 8-hour movie almost. It's like so.
Yeah. And it opens up. It like opens the door for all these new characters that are coming to the MCU.
Yeah,
including like, Fantastic Four, X-Men.
It's Kang the Conqueror, right? Isn't that the bad guy? He was.
Yeah.
That actor was like the main guy from that Lovecraft, the HBO show Lovecraft. I forgot what it was called, but he was like one of the main guys on or the main guy
Country.
On that show. I can't remember what the name of that show is right now. But...
Lovecraft Country or something like that.
Yeah.
He was good. He was good. Matt Drum said he was a little too actorly, and I can see what he's talking about, but I still thought it was fun. He was fun to watch.
Yeah.
I was like, he is chewing the heck out of that apple. He's chewing the scenery up. He's literally chewing the scenery.
I guess they were saying, I guess this is spoilery, that he's going to be in the new Ant-Man movie. And I'm guessing he's going to be like in a bunch of the Marvel stuff going forward. Since he might be like the main bad guy, who knows? But
yeah, now he's going to show up everywhere all the time.
But I was going to say, for if you guys with the girls, if you get through all the Star Wars stuff, a good show. I think I mentioned it to you before, but I think if Eloise is in, like, she watches Bad Batch, she
can hang.
She can hang. It may be a little old for her, but I think she's proven that she can watch this stuff and get it
without having nightmares.
Yeah, without having nightmares, and that is like a fun show. Is the Troll Hunters on Netflix, which is
that sounds terrifying.
It's not.
Is this the part of the show where you always plug like some non-Disney Star Wars?
watch. It reminds me of like a Rebels, but with like kids, and it's like these. It's
Is it live action or animated?
It's animated. It's Del Toro. What's his name? Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah.
He made like a show, and it's about this kid who's like the one, basically, but it like he goes underground and like fights. Like it's like a troll. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it's really good. It's like a lot of fun. Like Lucas, when Lucas was like 8 or 9, I think he like binged the whole series and like loved it. And it has some good voice. That kid who died, that real good actor that died, that got
Brad Renfro.
No, the one from Star Trek who died.
Ugh, Anton.
Yeah, he's like
I had that same exact Jeep. I had the same Jeep that crushed the poor kid.
Yeah, this is so sad, but he's like the main voice.
God, you know what I loved him in? What was that movie? All right, go ahead. It's Anton Yelchin. The movie he was in with Anthony Hopkins. I saw it. I went and saw it twice. It just really messed me up. I loved it so much.
You should. Have you seen Green Room with him?
No, that was like was that his last movie? Was it?
I don't know if it was his last movie, but it was the one. It's like about the punk band, and they're playing a gig, and it turns out they're playing a gig for a bunch of neo-Nazis, and it goes downhill from there. And what's his name is in it too. Captain Picard. He's in it.
Yeah, he plays a sinister guy.
Yeah, have you seen that?
No, I know of it. it just seemed too like over the top for me.
It's great. It's a great movie. It's real. I mean, it's like it's a hardcore movie, but it's like a really, really good movie.
Yeah,
and
he was
he's
in
like
Troll Hunters.
Troll Hunters is so much fun. There's like, it's about like a high school kid. Like I said, it's like I feel like it has like the same sensibilities as like it's like on the same wavelength as like a Clone Wars or like a Rebels. Like a kind of fun, but has its serious moments, and it has some cool characters and really cool character designs and stuff, and it has some funny stuff in it. I think you guys.
It has cool character designs. Have you ever seen *Handmaid's Tale*? Those red robes are awesome. All right, well, I'll check it out.
I loved it.
Kids, if you haven't seen *Handmaid's Tale* season 4,
I've seen it all.
Get caught up. It's insane.
Have
but
you finished it yet?
It's not Star Wars. No, I just haven't had time. And you watch one episode and you have to like
you take a week off,
shake it off. Yeah, like if we did 2 in a row, my God. So that Anton Yelchin movie was called Hearts in Atlantis with Anthony Hopkins. It's like a Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's like a Stephen King novella or screenplay.
It's a great movie.
Man,
I forgot about that one.
I saw that when I was still living in Orlando. I remember it.
Yep. I remember you telling me about it.
Stephen King wrote the book. William Goldman wrote the screenplay adaptation. What a powerhouse. Scott Hicks.
Okay. I remember liking that movie. It's a really cool movie. You know what else he was in? He was in an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Anton?
Yeah. He it was like there was like a magic trick, and like Larry was like asking him to show him the magic trick, and he's like, I can't show you because you're not a magician. He's like, it's like he has like a little funny. It was like when he was young. It was like when he was real young, like a teenager.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and look for it.
One episode of he's in one episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm, like as this little character in there. It's pretty funny. But
Scott Hicks also directed Shine, which is probably his most famous film.
I like that Hearts in Atlantis. That's a great movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, check out
Troll Hunters.
Green Room. Check out Green Room.
Oh, Green Room.
Green Room was shot. It's really good. But Troll Hunters, I feel like I actually bought like a Funko from Troll Hunters. That's how much I like it.
Really?
Yeah.
I learned something new tonight. I didn't know that. I've heard of the title. I just don't know anything about it.
It's there. It's like there's that show, and then he did like another show that's in the same world. There's like 3 or 4 seasons of Troll Hunters, and they did another show that he did a couple seasons of, and then I guess they're doing, maybe it came out already. He did like a movie that puts those two worlds together and has all those characters in it. But it's a lot of fun, man. It's a cool, cool
All right, well,
show.
All right.
Yeah. I'm telling you, like I just always I think you'd like it. I think the girls, I think Eloise would like it. It's a fun show.
Ray's got a podcast starting up called Troll Hunter Dads. Anyway, YouTube's about to die on us again. We'll check it out. I'll report back. But yeah, we're going to get through Droid Tales. You keep watching Rebels. I want to hear how that's going, how you're enjoying that. Because you've only got 1 season left. It only went for 4 seasons. You're almost at the end.
So I'm kind of bummed. I have like 15 episodes left and I'm done. And I'll get you that like in the next couple days.
And it's a short season too.
It's so good. It's such a good show.
I know. I can't wait to watch it.
I love how like the progression of the characters, like Kanan, like when he first got on there, he was like a Jedi, but he wasn't even like that good of a Jedi, you know, like he was getting his like butt kicked by the Inquisitors. And then you see him like grow the same time you see Ezra grow, you know, like they're kind of like, as Ezra gets better, he gets better. Like, you know, it's kind of like bringing him back and stuff. Like I love that, how like he gets stronger as the seasons go on and gets better. And just like all the characters are great. Like the Mandalorian stuff and all that stuff is really cool. So it's really it's interesting. It's definitely an awesome show. I'm kind of bummed. Like right now, I'm bummed that it's only going to be 1 season left of it. Like I don't have that much time left with it. So I'm going to miss these characters. I hope some of them come back some way or in some show.
Yeah, that's the hope. That's why when Aaron and I were talking about Mando season 3, the final episode or season episode ender for season 2. Sorry.
You're hoping it was going to be Ezra.
Eloise and I were like, we couldn't breathe. We thought it was going to be Ezra. We were not thinking about the broad mass of like casual viewers and like not fair weather fans, but very casual fans who would have been so confused if just the season finale
is
Ezra. Even when the X-Wing landed, I still was convinced like he had just hijacked an X-Wing or something. Like, it was
so funny.
But
that would have been awesome, though. I would have been happy.
I know. Like it would have pleased.
I probably wouldn't have known who it was, but
all the Rebels fans would have probably just had heart attacks and died. But it couldn't get any better than Luke Skywalker.
Yeah,
it couldn't.
True,
that's it. Like that's as good as it gets, for me anyway, for Star Wars. But all right, man. Good talking with you. Good review. Hang on for a sec. After we'll do our post-mortem. That's a good thing in corporate, I think. It's just like, what happened? So our chat, did you notice our chat thing worked today? Did you look up on the screen?
Yeah. It was popping up there. I guess you can see it.
I'm trying to add like a new feature every time we can. I try to add a new little feature.
Anyone hanging in with us still? Let's see. We got 4 watching, so I don't know. Probably me, you, and 2 other people. Anyone's still hanging in there.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be back probably Wednesday night with awesome, Gavin. Thanks, man. Gavin, if you want to throw your IG handle in the chat so it'll be there for posterity, and maybe if anybody replays it, you can check out Gavin's artwork. And hopefully people will start to slowly subscribe. We got like 1 new subscriber last week.
Oh, cool.
I look every day. I'm not gonna lie.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we didn't bore you guys too much. And my non-Star Wars recommendations.
I like that segment of the show. Like the Bad Batch review plus like a non sequitur. It's not a non sequitur, but like a unrelated show recommendation.
If you want something fun, check out Troll Hunters, and if you want something that's kind of crazy, check out Green Room.
Oh my God! No, this is a family show.
Okay, yeah. Don't watch Green Room unless.
And don't watch
Mom
Handmaid's
catch it.
Tale like with your kids around. Nobody's gonna anyway. But
Droid Tales, check that out, and watch Troll Hunters. Troll Hunters is a lot of fun.
oh, Luis is gonna. Luis, we gotta put Luis up there because that's how we end the show. Probably how every Star Wars channel ends the show. If they don't, they should. All right, we'll see you guys on Wednesday. Bye for now. And don't forget.
For now.
May the Force be with you.
We'll do it live!